Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So, here's what's on the bench this morning. An Ibanez Jem Jr. This thing needs cleaned up. It needs new strings on it. It needs a setup. So help me out. Here we go. Let's get started. Alright guys, so let's plug this thing in. Let's test on it real quick. Got my little amp on right here. Oh, it's got a cool output jack right there. That seems nice and secure. Okay, she's making noise. That's always a good thing. Sprayed out a little of the 5-way switch. Good. Alright, so this, I want to use my trem block here to lift this tremolo up, but unfortunately this guitar came without its whammy bar. So I have a box of old whammy bars, and some of these are crazy. I mean, look at that thing. But I have this black one right here in the front, and so I'm going to use this black one. It doesn't screw on there very good. Maybe it will. But I'm going to use this one just to lift this up like this and put our little trem block under it. Now that's going to leave our bridge nice and flat. Alright, so we can unplug it again and turn my amp off. And then I'm going to go up here and we're going to take off our locking nuts that are holding down on the nut here. Our little blocks that lock it down, lock the strings down, get those things out of the way, and then we can go ahead and pull the strings off. Now these strings are already loose. Alright, so we can put this in here and just take these strings should pop right out. And then I tighten these back down so that we don't lose the little block that's in there. Just making sure that there wasn't, that's missing a string. I was just making sure that there wasn't a broken piece of a string in there. Get that thing out of there. This is an Ibanez stamped Floyd Rose on this guitar, and this is a full floating bridge, so I'm going to get this guitar to float. It's going to be a full floating bridge. Okay, and there we go. Alright, so our strings are out. This has the Tree of Life inlays. Now there's been a couple of these where I've had one or two of these Jem Juniors, and the necks, honestly, they haven't been very flat. Yeah, just on the headstock now, you guys will be able to see how much dirt is on there compared to where I took that truss rod cover off, right? So this is going to need a lot of cleanup. Let me take my notch straight edge and just take a look at the neck. This is a long scale guitar, and so it says long scale right here, 25.5. This would be the short scale side. The Ibanez is a long scale. Let's lift it up like this and let's just see how much relief we have under the neck. We have a little bit of relief there. I'm going to super clean on this fretboard for a long time here. So I'm going to use some naphtha, which is identical, well, it's very close to lighter fluid. So I'm going to clean the fretboard with some of this. I'm grabbing a sharp rag. Open this up with a Phillips screwdriver, that worked. Okay, now I'm going to put on some of this F1 oil. Music Nomad F1 oil. And I'm going to just put a bunch of this on there and let it kind of soak in and clean. A clean fretboard is very, very important to selling and flipping a used guitar. Guys bring stuff into me all the time and they sell me guitars, and they are so dirty that it's very easy to get these guitars at a cheaper price because of that. It's easy to talk a guy down a little bit because his guitar's all dirty. That's just a lesson for you guys. If you trade a guitar, you take it to Guitar Center or someplace. Clean the guitar before you take it, and it'll assure you that you get top dollar out of your trade-in. Okay, I'm going to let that soak right there for a while. But in the meantime, we're going to work these fret ends a little bit. So I've got my StewMac fret file. And let's just hit these frets. Because these babies, there's a lot of fret sprout on this guitar. Kind of looks like a high fret right there. No, I guess it's fine. Okay. Better. Go first, like. Clean this over here. Okay, so I've got it looking pretty good, but I'm still going to work a little bit more up here. So I've got my fretboard guard and a little bit of 1000 grit sandpaper. This might be 1200 grit. And I'm just going to hit these frets. Seeing a little tiny bit of fret wear right here on the first and second fret, third fret. So this guitar was played, so it's not perfect, but my goal is to make it look and play as good as possible. Okay, let's put the guitar, flip it around this way. We're going to go ahead and hit some of these frets right here. The Ibanez Jem guitar, it's all about the neck. And so to get this thing as nice as possible, that's my goal. Alright, so continuing my cleanup effort on this thing. Guitar juice. This stuff, I have this available at my store now. Spray it on a rag. Spray it on the guitar. Don't have to go crazy with it, but I've had good luck with this stuff. Alright, so I'm cleaning the guitar. And I've noticed on this back plate, it's still got the plastic on here. I'm pulling this stuff off because after a while, this stuff gets really weird and it won't come off, and it'll leave a lot of weird residue and stuff. So I usually pull the plastic off of the used guitars. This, of course, is what Steve calls the monkey grip. I did a video years ago when I went to the NAMM show. I think it was 2019 or 2020. Ibanez just put out the Steve Vai Pia, P-I-A guitar. And John Mancuda was hanging out with me. So me and John Mancuda did a video about that new Pia guitar. And Steve Vai watched it and added comments in the comments section. And I'm like, oh my God, Steve Vai watched our video. It was so cool. And we were making fun of his wife. We were kind of making fun of the guitar because, you know, it's all flowery and everything. And his wife was involved, I think, in some of the design. Well, we said something like that. You know how you hear rumors and you just go with it? I think we heard the rumor that his wife helped him design the pickups or some of the artistic stuff about the guitar. So we were making those old kind of jokes about how your wife, you know, calls all the shots and everything. And then when I found out that Steve watched the video, I was like, oh my God, I was saying weird stuff about his wife. It's horrible. This thing is shining up really well. I've noticed that I don't see any little chips in it. There's something right there. Let me see what that is. But yeah, it's a nice conditioned guitar. Oh, there's a chip right there. Right on the horn right there, right next to the pickguard. It's hidden pretty good. And it's not really on the side of the guitar. I like these guitars. They're a lot of fun to play. I'm the kind of guitar player that I'm very slow on guitars. My hands, I'm a lefty, but I play right-handed. So when I'm strumming the guitar, my right hand is very slow. And it's not very accurate. So I'm not a shreddy style of guitar player at all. But I'll play this thing here in a few minutes as soon as we get it all strung up. But because of that, I would end up doing a lot of, you know, whammy bar action kind of tricks. Instead of playing a lot of cool fast leads, I would hit a couple of harmonics and do string bends and that kind of stuff. Whammy bar tricks, dive bombing and stuff. I would do a lot of that instead of playing fast leads. So, but now I'm playing an Epiphone. In the punk band that I'm in, I play guitar in a punk rock band called Body Res. And I have some videos on my B channel, or ZIMM'S Guitars 2. I call it my B channel, and it's not about anything other than just, nobody really wants to hear about me. But if you go over on the second channel, ZIMM'S Guitars 2, I've got footage of concerts that I go to. I got footage of the bands that I'm in. And there's not much content over there just yet, but it's slowly growing. I'd appreciate if you guys went over there and looked at that and subscribed. That'd be really nice of you. Okay, it's time for some strings. Today's string choice. Today's string choice, I got a pack of Fender nickel platinum steel ball end 9 through 42s. Random pack that I had laying around. And So let's open these things up. And let's put some 9s on here. That's my front door, that ding dong. Okay. 9 gauge should be just perfect for this guitar. Might have had 10s on it. We'll have to see. Okay, so I'm going to pull this through here. So I have to cut the front end of the string off there. Okay, and then we're going to bring it up here like this. And then right here in the bridge, loosen that block back up. Slide that down in there as far as it'll go. Snug it tight. Don't over tighten it, but nice and firm. And make sure that the string goes right directly through the center of the saddle. And then just tighten it up. There you go, just like that. Okay, 4 more strings to go. Okay, so I got the strings on there, and I'm going to throw a headstock tuner on here, just a snark. And let's just put it somewhere close to being in proper tuning. Just somewhere close. Okay, and let's take a look at this. Okay, I think we can lift that out. Okay, that comes right out of there. I got a lot of cleanup to do right there. But yeah. And the bridge looks nice and flat, so I think we're off to a good start. I'm going to guess, though, now that the strings that I took off of this was a set of 9s through 42, because it looks like I don't have to adjust the claw in the back of the guitar. Just had to clean that up under there. That was really dirty right there. But I don't think I have to adjust the claw, even though it has easy access and it would be easy to do. You don't have to take this back plate off, which is a nice thing. And all my fine tuners, they're all up. So there's plenty of room on here to make your fine adjustments. So let's go through it one more time and get it close. Tug on them a little tiny bit, stretch them out a little. And then again, looking at that bridge, because I want that to stay nice and flat right across here. And so far, it's looking good. Oh, I keep finding dirt on this thing. So, let me throw it up on my knee just to see how string height is. It's a little bit high. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to lower this right here on the top side, because I can feel the amount of height difference we have between here and the body. And then over on this side, it's a dramatically higher. So in full string tension, I'm going to go ahead and lower this so that it's about the same on both sides. A little bit more. It seems like it's working properly. Okay. Let's go ahead and tune it up again. Stretch the strings out a little bit. They're staying down in the bridge nicely. The blocks are in good shape still. Our pickups are a little bit high. Let me lower the pickups just a smoosh. There we go. Always keep my fingers on the pickup so I can feel it coming up or down. So as a reference, I know what it's doing. Better. Throw it up here again. Okay. I like the string height now. I do it by feel a lot of times, and not so much by what a feeler gauge is going to show me or anything like that. And again, there's just a whole bunch of back and forth here. You guys can leave me comments and let me know if you've got quick and easy ways of doing this. Alright, I'm going to set the locking nuts back down. Not going to tighten them though. A lot of times I end up with a lot of Floyd Rose guitars that they're out on the floor, and the average kid that doesn't really know much about how the double locking system works, they'll sit behind a guitar and they'll start tuning it within the first 10 seconds of having the guitar in their lap, and they'll end up breaking a string because these will be locked down. So sometimes it's a good idea to leave these locks unlocked. I mean, the guitar's going to be way out of tune and stuff, but it's going to save me a little bit of money because I don't have to keep changing strings on it when unexperienced guys sit behind the guitar. I'm going to take that plastic off of there. Unexperienced players, they break strings because they start tuning something that is locked down, and they don't realize that it's locked here, and then they're tuning and it's just so much tension here it breaks it. That happens a lot. So there's times where I'm hesitant to lock a guitar down and put it out on the floor because of that reason. And I imagine some of the guitar centers are the same way. And some of the other ma and pa shops around the world are the same way, where they're hesitant to lock the strings down because they end up getting broken. Alright guys, so here it is. I got this Jem Jr all strung up. Got the full floating Floyd Rose on it. Let me just double check the tuning here. Every guitar needs tuned. Every time you pick it up to restring your guitar, you gotta check your tuning. Now there's those guys, and this kind of bewilders me a little bit. There's those guys that they'll pull their guitar out of their case and they say, this guitar never goes out of tune. But I have a hard time believing that. Guys ask me, how can I get a guitar that never goes out of tune? And I don't think that really honestly exists. You gotta check your guitar tuning every time you pick it up and play it. That's an old rumor that guitars will stay in tune forever. If it's a good guitar, it'll just stay in tune forever. But then every time you go to a concert, the guy takes his guitar off. His guitar tech grabs the guitar and retunes it real quick. Yeah, guitars don't stay in tune. You have to retune your guitar every single time you play your guitar. All right, let's do this. I'll turn this backing track on. Maybe this will be fun. I don't know if it's going to sound any good. Okay, I know. Playing the blues on a Steve Vai Jem. Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. And now let's see. Oh, I don't have these locked down because, again, I hang this on the wall here in my guitar shop. And as soon as the average kid will sit down, the average guy, I'm not going to say it's a kid, the average guy will sit down, he'll strum the guitar, and the first thing he'll do is he'll start. Yeah, and they make that face too. And if it's locked down, the only thing that he's doing is he's stretching the string between the lock and down here on the tuner. So I see a lot of times where my strings are broken, especially on the high E string, between the lock and the tuner. So a lot of times I will purposely leave these unlocked. Because it gets kind of old, right? But this thing is all ready to go. It's got new strings. It cleaned up really nicely. I don't see any little chips or dents or anything. There was one, well, actually, there's that one little tiny speck right there. Maybe still a little bit of dirt right there. Yeah, I can go over it again one more time. But here we have it, a Jem Jr., the inexpensive Jem. If you've always loved the Jem guitars with the monkey grip and everything, this is the inexpensive version of that. So, again, guys, thank you so much for watching the videos. I appreciate you guys a lot. Drop down to the store anytime. Give me a call anytime. And everybody have a great day and keep playing guitars. Oh, yeah, go buy a guitar.